Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Hi! I'm frustrated. Yeah, I know that's not new. I live frustrated, but this podcast will be out 3 days after I record it, and by that time, 50 or 60 new nightmares against the Constitution, corrupt, criminal, anti-child.
Maybe the children will have 2 dolls instead of 30 dolls.
Anti-minority.
He's one of the most racist presidents we've had in modern history.
And frankly, anti-American executive orders will be signed by the dumbest, most evil president in our history. You know, he's also the second dumbest.
Equalizing. There's a new word that I came up with, which I think is probably the best word. We're going to equalize.
And most evil president in our history. Huh? First term was practice, I guess. Let's go down the current list of abominations. He wants to suspend habeas corpus. No, that's not the ambassador to Italy or a missed answer on a Latin test. Habeas corpus. Trump wants to suspend the right to see a lawyer and get a hearing after you're arrested.
Habeas corpus can be suspended in a time of invasion.
Are they just going down the Nazi wish list? They're like, got it, need it, got it, need it, got it, need it. They're deporting legal residents because they seem to be a shade of dark tan that offends this weasel. Yet are giving South African Nazis a free ride to citizenship. Yeah, you know what, people? The Statue of Liberty doesn't say, give us your tired, you're poor, your huddled masses yearning to be free, and also some people that wanted Nelson Mandela to die a slow death. So, the insanity and chaos continues. Comb over Gaddafi, Kim Jong-orange, or whatever name you can come up with. Do me a favor, put them in the comment section and I'll read them before, we start the next podcast. But get them in before we start the Civil War. Anyway, this week, Sweet Potato Hitler decided he was going to accept a gift from Qatar.
I would never be one to turn down that kind of an offer.
Was it a ceremonial sword? Nah, it's a $400 million jumbo jet / brothel.
I'm going to come.
That if he accepts, not only violates the emoluments clause of the Constitution, which prohibits federal officials and the president from accepting certain gifts, emoluments, offices, or titles from foreign governments without the consent of Congress.
Grab him by the pussy.
Yeah, I know. He violates the Constitution like he has it alone in a dressing room. But geez, in fact, you know what? Let's talk about how many times he's violated the Constitution in 120 days. Arresting people with no charges. Shitty tattoos aren't a crime, or Jelly Roll would be in an El Salvadorian prison right now. He sent a crew to attack the Capitol. He stole thousands of top secret documents. That's treason, period. And the DOJ let him get away with it.
You know what? Cheaters never win.
How else has this 6-time bankrupt rapist with 32 felony convictions violated our founding document? Well, Muslim travel ban. Acting appointments instead of getting approved by Congress. Yeah, that's how Gollum keeps his job. He violated the Separation of Powers Act with tariffs, border wall funding. He violated the Constitution by bombing Syria, blocking Twitter users. And that was just the first term. And that's a partial list because I can't do a month-long Armageddon update. In his second term, which has only been 16 weeks. Yeah, weeks. I know. It feels like decades. He allowed commercial fishing in national reserves. He violated the Supreme Court's ruling on bringing Abrego Garcia home. He cut off funding to Harvard, violating the First Amendment and the Administrative Procedure Act. He did the same thing to Maine. Gifted pro bono work from law firms that went against him. Yeah, they had to do pro bono work for the president because all he did was go over. He weaponized the DOJ, which is a crime. And he started criminal investigations against anyone who went after him for being a criminal. Says he's running for a third term, which is against the Constitution and all that is holy. He violated election law, defunded public health, and still had the energy to sell promo time for the day Christ was resurrected, and on and on and on and on. And they are now going after your health care and Social Security in the budget. This is stuff you pay for. But yeah, I know. Hunter Biden got a job because his dad made a phone call. Trump made $500 million on his meme coin, which isn't even a thing. It's just corrupt douchebag Venmo. He then sold access to the White House to the top 25 donors. Saudi is putting $2 billion in Trump's investment fund. Oh, and one last thing. The $400 million plane, well, it's going to take $200 million of your tax dollars to make it worthy of flying a president. What the fuck am I talking about, man? Our president isn't worthy of flying with the president. Fuck. Scream sanity, people. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. I don't even, what the fuck, man? That's what I do. I just mumble. What the fuck? All the the time. I just walk around like seriously, like, every day on the TV. It was like, what just happened? Turn the TV on. I hear 4 sentences. What the fuck? Oh my God! Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. Welcome to the continuing nightmare that is the United States. With me, as always, the lovely bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander.
Try again.
And the Highlander.
Totally.
Because I moved close to the shop.
North Hollywood now. Hey.
He lives across the street.
With me, as always, bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander. That's bad.
There can be only one.
There's got to be
Set
a
it
new
as white as
clumsy.
possible. How would I make this whiter?
There's got to be a new clumsy. So maybe you're it.
It got to be new. No, he said the
Mark
neighborhood.
this tape.
It's weird because you think North Hollywood's bad, and we had some issues, but where he moved, it's
yeah.
Yeah, if you go a block or two, or
Isn't
3 or
it
4 or
crazy?
5.
So we're
That's
in the,
LA
we were
though.
literally epicenter of for a minute gangland. It was New Jack City for a
Yes.
second. Or sorry, New Jack City. It was just to put an edge on it. And now you move 2 blocks over. He's in this nice neighborhood. He met a stunt man.
What's
This other
New
dude that's
Jack
in the
City?
business.
That's a movie, right?
Yes. It's whenever you don't know what we said, it's a movie.
A movie or Star Wars related.
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually. Yeah.
It's nerd related.
We are. I can't. And guys, in the Armageddon update, I mentioned it. I can't keep up.
Nope.
I can't keep up every time. So this has happened a couple times, like 6 times already, and he's only been in there 16 weeks. It feels like 1,000 years.
This is not Flood the Zone. This is like Tsunami the fucking galaxy.
Yeah, but what they're doing is like she just something to hit today after I wrote the Armageddon update that I said you have to bring that up. We'll bring that up first because something big happened that he just ended, and it's gonna fuck up everything. Not for him.
Yeah.
So we record this on a Wednesday. It's usually out by Friday. The Armageddon update
Audio is out Friday
Audio's
morning.
Friday morning at 6. So usually by Friday, then we'll the video comes out on Monday, right?
Yep.
So usually by Friday morning, with this idiot as president, we are so far behind, and it's been 24 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, already.
We're like, wait, what else happened?
I mean, even
So are we in a parallel universe where he's back in Doha? Do you guys remember what he did last time
With
he was
the
in
ball?
Doha?
When
He
he's holding on to the ball.
signed the withdrawal agreement for Afghanistan.
Yeah.
That Biden then was forced to implement by a certain date.
Yep.
And people died.
Yep. And Jared got $2 billion, and he
I
also
wasn't laughing at people dying. I was laughing because he was doing something to my cup.
And then Bill, yeah.
And that is not a euphemism.
So can we? I do nothing to our cup anymore. So here's the thing. So now we have, so in Doha last time, he got $2 billion from Jared. You're right. That was the last grift. Just so you guys know what's happening right now. And this is unbelievable.
It's insane.
Unbelievable. He was bold and an asshole the first time.
Yeah.
This time it's out of control.
Yeah.
Like he's literally doesn't give a shit. So Qatar has offered him, and it's an older plane. If you can look up the plane, find out about the truck plane. It's an older plane. It's an Airbus 380. It's a double-decker plane.
Yep.
And they're going to give it to him. Now,
The palace in the sky.
Qatar Qatar has not been a great ally to us. As a matter of fact, there was some shit that went down.
He's the one that said it. There's video of him saying they are not our friends. They
Right.
are our enemies. They support terrorism
Like
in his
Al-Qaeda.
first term.
Yeah.
Right, they're paying for it. So now they said, we would like to offer you this jumbo jet.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a big ass plane. And he's like, it's $400 million. And he's like, you know what? Great. We're going to take it. Well, it violates the emoluments clause in the Constitution instantly. It doesn't just violate it. It rapes it.
Obama couldn't even take the bike,
It rapes
right?
it. It hangs it on a fence and leaves it to die.
Yeah.
It is the worst. I mean, it's not like they get busted. If someone in the Middle East hands you a ceremonial sword with a jewel in it, you get like you
Yeah,
can't.
you can't,
That has to go to the
But
archive.
this is a $400 million piece of tech. So what? Okay.
Yeah, with electronics in it. I wonder if maybe they could put something in it that maybe while the president was in, they could hit a button and it crashes.
Even just a black box. Him talking. Got it.
Or where is it? We need World War II III is broken out. Where's that plane? Oh,
Well, that's why they
beep.
said it would take $1 billion for us to retrofit it.
Yeah, it's going to cost more to retrofit this plane than the current brand new Air Force One they're building. Yes.
They said, and also, shouldn't Air Force One be built by America? They said that Air Force One.
Wait. America first.
I know.
Wait, America first. But we're going to
It's
take a plane that
always
was built from a
been-
foreign country. Wait, America first.
It's always been Saudi first with him, or Russia first.
Whoever's got
or
the most money.
China.
China.
Or North Korea.
We had a love affair. We wrote each other letters. It was amazing. It's amazing. I love his haircut.
But they were saying like Air Force One has capability to repel electromagnetic force to stop a missile
Stop an EMP. It actually
coming at it. All of these things, and I just thought, like you said in one of your specials, we still can't figure out eggs.
Yeah.
We can't cure cancer, but that plane can do all those things. It's kind of amazing and makes me wonder if we can't do those things.
Well, no, we're not. They're not going to cure cancer.
Yeah, we can. We did several times.
We
and then
have.
they shut it down.
There's ways they actually know how to do it now. That we've got the immunotherapy, but you can't. Why would you cure cancer in America?
Big business.
You can't. Yeah, it's too much money. By the way, this society is based on. So we got this asshole. Let's finish this whole airplane thing.
There's so much more.
It's going to cost as much as the plane costs to retrofit it, to make it so it's EMP protected, to make it so it's got all the surveillance stuff on it, to make it so it's got all the defenses in it, to make it sure that it can actually stay in the air, because it's got to stay. It's got to be refueled midair.
Yes.
So that the current Air Force One can be refueled midair, but it has to be in case the planet's on fire and we need to fly around till the fires go out. So the dumbest. Oh, and here's the kicker. This is the best thing. So he needs a new Air Force One, right? The problem with this gift is
why does he?
This gift. Oh, so why does he need it? Because, well, he said this one's 40 years old. I love that. You got to, by the way, you don't need $30. You need $2. But if I don't get a new plane,
exactly.
I don't get a fucking new plane.
Such an evangelical.
I am out of here. What an asshole. So he just told everybody, you don't need 250 pencils. You need 5. What parents, are we in the depression already? Like what gift? Like what is he thinking gifts are? You only get you get $30 and 250 pencils.
They don't need to have 250 pencils. They can have 5.
After Trump did the whole doll thing, no one needs $30 or $40. They only need 2.
I don't think a beautiful baby girl that's 11 years old needs to have 30 dolls. I think they can have 3 dolls or 4 dolls.
So Jon Stewart said, he goes, but coming back, so because there's no gifts coming back for this Christmas. The stick.
He's wondering where he was going.
You can throw it. You can poke stuff with it. The stick. Merry Christmas, kids. And I just want to go, what is wrong with your brain? Like, how little do you know about the world?
Yeah.
Because a lot. He knows a lot. Yeah. He knows little.
You don't. I like the way you said that. You don't need 250 pencils. You only need 5 pencils. Do you know what? Like,
who has pencils?
Who's giving pencils for Christmas? Who's giving pencils? Hey, look what I got. What'd you get? 250 pencils.
But when's the last time you held a pencil? I don't. Are we still?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
What? Yeah, exactly.
We don't even really
for
hold
your
pens
ledger
anymore.
for your ledgers.
Exactly. To balance your books. Exactly. So the plane. So this is his first international trip in this presidency, and of course he's gone to the Middle East.
Right, he didn't go to
again.
Not Ukraine.
No.
Not to Israel.
No, not to our allies.
Not to go see France.
No.
And England.
No.
He went where?
All over the Middle East. He's already met with MBS, of course, his buddy. And let's just to remind you guys, the first time he was in office, MBS, we found out, was responsible for ordering the hit on an American journalist, Jamal Khashoggi, who we then had to hear audio
of them using a bone saw to cut him up,
which is how he ordered him to be killed.
Yeah.
So that's who our president is meeting with and giving airtime to. And
bro, I'm on the way.
Yeah. And first he says, we were talking about this yesterday, that they're going to bring $3 trillion. This deal he's going to make with him, $3 trillion into the U.S.
$1 trillion?
First he said 3.
Did he? Then
when they got there, it changed to 1 trillion. Then MBS said in the meeting on camera, 600 billion. Then they showed the sign from when Trump was landing that they made for him, like the digital sign. Did you see this? No. And it was like 350 million coming to US or something like that. So it's like we don't know what.
So they said that the trillion. Oh, Jen Psaki did a really funny
Yeah.
recording last night. I heard it driving back from up north, where he basically he just keeps adding up. But they said that $1 trillion, there's not enough money. There's not enough money in the Saudi wealth fund. There's not $1 trillion in it.
Mm-hmm.
So then he said that 600 billion. They go, even that is not a number that they could hit.
Right.
So what I don't understand is why the dumb fucks continue to buy this guy lying and lying and lying and lying. And then he doubles down. He triples down, quadruples down. He went from
Bringing 45,000 jobs.
He goes, we're going to bring 45,000 jobs to the thing. You got to watch this video. It would be, and then
She
goes,
edited them all back
we may
to
have,
back.
we may be able to drop it right here. 45, it's going to be at least maybe 100,000 jobs.
No, he went straight to 450,000. He multiplied it.
Oh, I thought it. Oh, okay. Whatever.
Let me see if I can find it.
It ended up being was probably going to bring 1 million jobs. He started at 45,000, and it was over like this 2-month period where he just continued to say how many for this one project's coming in.
Well, the fact that we can't keep up with all the announcements, the dumb MAGAs, they can't keep up with all of his lies. So whatever, they're just going to like gloss over it.
I had a relative tell me, as we watched our retirement funds just fucking tank, as we watched the stock market drop 5,000 points. It was guys, it was 45,000 when Biden left. The day he left, it was 45,000. It went down to 38 at one point. I think it's 41 right now. So it's still about 4,000 less. And I brought this up to someone who is a Trumper in my family, and they said, he's doing it because it'll all get better. We need a little pain first. Motherfucker, you were pissed about eggs.
Yeah, but also that person has plenty of cushion. So that's easy to say when you sit on that side of the table. And I'm old enough, by the way, to remember how people thought that Obama should be impeached for lightly bowing to someone in the Middle East that we deemed a terrorist.
Yeah,
Do you remember that? And now
they think he needs to be taken out of office right now.
Yeah.
American president bow for anybody. We have video of Trump doing what? Every time
playing handsy on a ball.
Playing handsy on a ball, and then saluting every single military guy from Saudi Arabia and Qatar.
Well, shaking hands with MBS.
Imagine Biden getting this gift of a plane from the Saudis.
Oh God!
I mean, their heads would explode.
Was it Charlie Kirk who said who there's some of the Republicans are getting pissed. Some of the Republican pundit guys are getting mad. Not Charlie Kirk.
Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro came out and goes. Ben Shapiro goes, guys, if Biden or Hunter Biden or the Biden family took a plane, we'd be pissed. We'd be losing it. What are we doing?
Yeah, it's bad
really
when they're
bad.
going off.
When Ben Shapiro goes, hey, we shouldn't be doing this.
It's really bad. If you're wondering where we are, if you go and search video of mom in Boston being pulled off the street by what turned out to be HSI, and they were assisted very brutally by local PD, and her daughter is with her holding an infant, and the neighbors, because of course these guys have their faces covered, they're not identifying themselves, there's no warrant.
Like in America, like you're supposed to like identify
and they're
yourself.
Taking her off the street from her neighborhood with her daughter who has a baby in her arms, and it is gnarly physical.
Well, to be fair, that baby had some knuckle tattoos.
I did. That's what I saw.
Little baby
I'm sure we'll see those soon on True Social.
he was
they had the alphabet and like numbers.
He was MS. It was an MS 13 weeks.
Yeah.
It was the baby. It's the baby division of the MS 13.
So I called him about this yesterday. It's so stressful. So I don't know if you remember, I was telling you guys about the debt ceiling, how we're expected to meet that in July, but we've accelerated it thanks to him. And so maybe June or July. Guess when BRICS is having their next meeting?
BRICS. Explain what BRICS is, because not everybody's going to know what that is.
So I thought we had talked about BRICS before.
We did, but you got to remember them. So basically,
BRICS started with
Lego. This is a Lego meeting?
Yeah, Lego BRICS. It's not for notes. See, that's what I wanted you. That's why I wanted you to give me an update.
It started with Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa.
Right.
Coming together because they were tired of Western dominance and
with the dollar, they're coming up with their own currency.
And how we sanction them and freeze their funds and mess with their trade and stuff if they, murder a bunch of innocent people.
Yeah, if they blow up a building or take down the World Trade Center or something like that. Like if they do some crazy
like
shit.
The Saudis.
Where they blow up a bunch of. Oh right, we didn't do it to them, do we?
Bless
Sorry,
you.
I'm allergic to corruption.
So now that started having to do with frustrated at Western dominated financial systems and global government. But now
And freezing $400 billion.
it's changed quite a bit. And do you remember last year, Vladimir Putin rolled out that red carpet
They had a
for
meeting.
Xi? They met. Yeah. So
It was-
so Russia.
It was like, what's the evil? Not the Avengers. Was it Shield? Who's the?
no, Shield is like the
good
tech
guys.
support for the Avengers. It's like the
All
good
right, come
guys.
on, geek. Give me who's the bad guys.
I don't know what the bad guys are in Marvel. I know that the Legion of Doom. That's for DC.
So basically,
That's DC.
By the way, that's perfect. By the way,
Yeah, you got very
by the way, there's
offended.
two different
Marvel.
kind of. So the Legion of Doom. Let's just call it Putin's Legion of Doom. So he basically got all these together. They basically did a G7 or what G8, and they had all. It was like all the evil dictator dickheads showed up, and it's crazy to me that it's become a thing. Like, so what I've said this from day one. I said it during the first term. World wars don't start on Thursday. It takes a couple of years. So now we've got all these evil countries. It's
That's someone's quote.
no, it's my say.
That's you?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that
World
quote.
will
You
start
should
on
put a
Thursday.
TM on it.
Uh,
That's
yeah, I
good.
should. Well, I'll make a meme. We'll do a meme.
There you or that. If you're not 90, maybe it's a meme.
Yeah, we'll do a meme.
A meme.
So basically, he got all the bad guys together. It's literally like the Avengers and by the way, that's Marvel.
That's
So it
Marvel,
doesn't go.
excuse me.
You can't have Marvel against DC. It's two different worlds. God.
Is this a thing? People
Yeah.
are offended. Like,
No,
if are
the
you
Marvel-
either
Yeah,
one or the
The
other?
Marvel DC thing is a thing.
So
It's
you
a thing.
can't like both.
Oh,
This
you know.
is- okay.
Hey, listen.
What
We're
happens
not gonna
to
say
you
it publicly.
if you like both.
This is Star Trek versus Star Wars.
It really is.
But
kind of.
why do you need to have versus? Why can't you like both?
Where are you from? What world
you
do you
talking
live
about?
in? How can you like
World
both?
domination.
What is
And
wrong
you're like,
with
why
you?
don't you like both?
How can you
Russia.
how can you not like the good guys and the bad guys?
Wait, they're not bad guys. You can't say that. So you're saying Star Trek is the bad guys to you, and Star Wars are the good guys, and yet they don't even come from the same universe.
it's all-
they would never meet.
Star Trek sucks.
I think this
Okay,
is dumb.
so they're the bad guys. Okay, I'll stick up to.
I know people are at home screaming right now. But
Right now, people are banging their heads against something.
Okay,
like,
well,
I want to get involved in this. Like, but
somebody
more so than
explain it.
the world's on fire, and we're arguing about Star Trek and Star
Listen.
Wars.
whomever chooses, video yourself. Keep it short, 30 seconds or less, explaining to me why you have to choose one or the other.
Yeah, we'll put them up. That's a good
The
idea.
most Dennis gets
Yeah.
put in
And,
next
go
week's
to, if you go to
podcast.
ChristopherTitus.com, upload it to that email contact, and
Upload it
we'll look
to the email.
With your meme.
your meme,
You can just attach it
or your film. Take a film of yourself.
and then send
Take
us
a
a
film.
letter.
A moving
What do
picture.
you mean? What upload it?
You don't-
What am I doing now? I've been saying upload. I was there at the dawn of computers, you assholes.
You don't need. Okay. So,
What do I have to say?
so
Well, how do I say send it then? You explain how.
I did. I said send us a video. If they're not 90, they know you just attach it.
Jesus Christ.
You send it to the cloud.
First of all, you got to fill your computer with kerosene. Then you got to start it, bring it. Then once it's running, I want you to load that film in there, and then send it to. By the way, hit the modem, and then send it, and then I'll look at it later. Well, by the way, we'll reassemble it on the B side, and we'll do some editing.
And this is assuming that people signed in at the library and waited an hour to get that computer, which I
With all
used to
their
do
pencils.
in college.
I am so
listen.
technically savvy. I just used the wrong words.
Listen, as of 2024, those 5 countries were already bad enough. BRICS added Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, the UAE, and Indonesia. That obviously broadens all of its power, economic, industry,
And here,
strategery. So now a second wave is forming. Among those now seeking formal entry are Turkey, Thailand, Pakistan, and the Republic of Congo. While major players like Saudi Arabia, Kazakhstan, Nigeria, and Malaysia have also signaled varying levels of interest in joining.
so let's talk about this for 1 second. So here's what happens. If they form an entire of the currency,
So explain that, because that was why they started.
so they want another currency so they can continue to crime without getting shut down.
Yeah.
Like, because we run the dollar, or the dollar
Yeah.
is the world currency, and it's been the world currency for quite a while. But be clear, empires fall. It used to be a pound sterling. Now it's been the dollar for a long time.
They also get bladed in the butthole. That's why Saddam. This is why Saddam
That
was
wasn't
toppled.
Saddam.
that was
Because
a-
he wanted to change. He wanted to get off
no,
the
that was
dollar.
Gaddafi.
Gaddafi
I mean,
got
yeah,
bladed
Gaddafi.
in the butthole.
Yeah,
Saddam-
I got my.
By the way, it was
You
a
just
box
added
cutter.
Saddam's statue being toppled and Gaddafi having his butthole stabbed and made it the same horrible ending.
Didn't have it like in the
They
same month.
toppled him with a knife.
They
What?
toppled him with a box cutter, and then
They uploaded
they
a
took his head
knife.
off. No, you're thinking
They
of two
uploaded
things.
a knife into his hiney hole,
You know what? I
and
will
his
tell you.
modem went.
I'm about to
squeak.
download my temper. I'm about to download anger.
You didn't do the modem. So
That is a long colon.
Man, do you remember trying to get online? Do you remember?
Oh God, yeah.
God,
if you could,
With a floppy
Yeah.
disk.
That was so funny. First of all, you have to unplug your phone.
Yeah.
Or if you had a thing, then someone called while you were doing it. It would,
Yeah, you
screw,
had
it,
to
would
unplug-
end
yeah.
it. It would end it.
oh, you had to unplug your phone.
You remember
And
that?
pretty soon you started War Games.
Yeah.
Movie.
And by the way, you did all this work, took half an hour to get the thing going, and then you were like,
Yeah. Playing Pong.
That was before me. What
Matrix.
what
Everything
I
was
did-
before you.
What I did when I first had a computer at home was try to go on, I think it was eBay, to buy shoes, and I would sit for an hour waiting for the picture.
You could have driven
To
to the
load,
store,
yeah.
got to the mall, got the shoes, and get
Well,
and
they were
then
really
if you
tall
want to
shoes.
see a different perspective, you would just not, because if you click on a second
Oh,
picture,
you'll start
forget
over.
about it. It's
Yeah.
over. You'd have to turn it off, turn
Yep.
it back on.
Yep.
Point being, Putin invited Xi to Russia last year, rolled out a red carpet. They are talking strategy. This meeting is happening in July.
So in July, if these countries come together and form their own currency that they all can agree on, here's the good news about all of
Oh,
this
do
for
tell.
us. Well, the bad news is if they stick together, which criminals don't and assholes don't, which is great, and there is no honor among thieves. So if they stick together and they do form a currency, they could crash the dollar, could crash it. If they sell, now China has a lot of our debt. If China has $800 billion of our debt, if China sells $800 billion of our debt, I think they may have more. It just sells it. We have to pay them $800 billion. So our deficit goes way up again. We are so fucked. And here's the biggest problem. There was other presidents that Xi was scared of, and I don't mean scared of, respected. Let's just say respected.
Didn't want to mess with.
Didn't want to mess with. Also, he knew that. Here's the problem: we had so much trade with China that if he did mess with it, it would screw his country up.
Yes.
And he knew that. So, because Xi is a dictator,
Oh, I
and
haven't really thought about that. I mean, it's obvious. I just never thought about it.
What?
That us having such a great amount of trade with them was leverage.
you have 100%.
I just never stopped.
So then asshole comes in who's a clown.
Yeah.
They all think he's a clown. Putin thinks he's a clown. In fact, do you see that Trump finally kind of got, he goes, Putin's not listening to me. Putin's like,
he's big mad.
He truce out. Stop. You think that Putin's really on his phone, True Social?
Yeah,
Hold
it's
on, guys.
embarrassing.
By the way, I got the truth. I got the
ding.
He truthed me and he says to stop. So, guys, let's stop
Call
now.
it off.
It's over. Sorry, Trump, tell me.
Speaking of Putin, this episode is brought to you by Mando.
Oh.
Because Putin, you said earlier Putin Legion of Doom, and that made me.
And your taint is a Legion of
It
Doom.
just
If you wanna-
reminded me that I just mailed
you-
in my
If you want to
Cologuard.
stop smelling like the Legion of Doom, Mando.
I tried to make that Cologuard joke twice, and you cut me off both times.
Sorry, go ahead.
I give up. I sent in a Cologuard. Everybody should
You pooped
do
in a
it.
box.
It was my Putin Legion of
Gotta
Doom.
poop in a box.
So, Mando makes a big difference in the way you smell, which was the very thin thread that I tied in with Putin. I love Mando. You guys know that I love Lumi too, which is their
The lady one?
chick side, lady side, which I really
Lady
love.
D stinker, we call it.
But it was developed by a doctor who saw that BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. And so she created this product. that you can put all over your body. That is the main thing that you should know about Mando, that you can, where's the list that you guys love? Pits, balls, thigh folds, belly buttons, butt cracks, feet. So instead of like old white chalky deodorant that you can only put there.
It's lotion based kind of.
It's like there's a couple different versions, but my favorite one is because they have solid deodorant sticks that you love. That's what I use. I love it. They have spray deodorant, but the cream deodorant, the whole body deodorant is my favorite. And you can put it everywhere. And I just saw a commercial yesterday from the old deodorant company that is now advertising that you can put it anyway. And I was like, oh, they're mad.
Yeah, they're mad. Yeah. Well, also, I have to say this. I've gotten over it now. At first, the commercial, deodorant commercials for so long have been like someone they're riding a bike and doing that dancing, and then she came out and she was like, she put her foot in the thing and she's like, you can wipe your nuts with it, and I was like, hey, whoa, we just with it, whoa. And now I love that this company has just been like straight up.
This is it fascinates me actually. Like she actually,
let's do it, people.
In any order you want.
You know where you stink? Use this.
She thought about something that wasn't being done, and you know that because now they're trying to copy her. You also hated the "Do Your Balls Stink."
Same with Harry's too. Harry's same. Like, everybody became, hey man, we're selling for cheap razors now.
All products, baking soda free, paraben free.
Yep.
You can choose from a bunch of different scents. I've told you guys this, and they love picturing the guy who's responsible for testing this. They did 12 hours after a shower. The average man's grundle odor was a 5 out of 10. When using Mando, the average grundle odor is a 0 out of 10.
It was the creepiest focus group ever. They just, sir, okay, we're going to put you on a treadmill, and this guy's you're going to go under his and just little sniff. And
it's
sniff
called the grundle.
It's called the grundle.
That I don't love
they were
that
like,
word.
I'm in, let's do it. And I get $50. Put me on the list.
Also, now you can get them in Walmart and Target and other places. And I know that because he left the other day to go to Target to get Mando because he was out of it.
Yeah.
So that's how good it is. So Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. That's the one that comes with the solid stick deodorant, the cream tube deodorant, plus 2 free products of your choice. You can choose like a mini body wash or deodorant wipes, and you get free shipping. As a special offer, new customers will get $5 off that starter pack with our code Titus. That would be a little over 40% off your starter pack if you use code Titus at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com. At the end, tell them, they'll say, how'd you hear about it? Tell them you heard about it from the Titus podcast. Smell fresher, stay drier, boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando.
So, back to this thing. Now, you said flood the zone.
I've got hair in my eye and I can't make it stop. Oh. So please edit me out constantly trying to get hair out of my eye.
Can I say that, like, it's hard to grasp what he's doing. Mm-hmm. I think this is where we're at a place where it's not even 16 weeks yet. And what he's doing is he's going to take a $400 million plane. In the 3 months that Trump has been president for his second term, his family has made $2 billion or $3 billion. He has spent more money of your tax dollars than Biden did. He spent $160 billion so far, which is like $132 billion more than Biden had spent at this time. I mean, these numbers could be wrong, but just look it up. It's way different. He's also got the Saudi Wealth Fund is going to invest $2 billion in a Trump wealth fund. He's got a meme coin that's nothing. It's not a thing. It's a Beanie Baby.
Yep.
He's made $500 million. He also said that the top 25 people get to go to a special meeting with the president at his golf club in DC. So it is the
top donors.
Add to that, let's not forget Doge. We keep forgetting Doge because Elon Musk is floating away.
Elon Musk just got a $29 billion contract.
For Starlink.
And all the jobs that have been lost, all the things that have been cut, and they've spent more money.
Yeah, is it possible?
But that's what we're saying. At the same time, all of these countries are meeting with the combined effort of getting rid of the dollar. Mm-hmm. Also, possibly joining in a military fashion.
Yeah, well, they're splitting the world in two. Yes.
So Russia and China already are holding joint naval exercises and sharing defense technologies.
Iran was sending Russia missiles and weaponry.
Iran and the UAE, despite obviously being big mad for many centuries, are now working in the same economic orbit.
North Korea was sending troops.
Turkey, who wants into BRICS, is a NATO member. I mean, these are like really
No axis of evil. That's
and
what it is.
It's a new
we
axis, exactly.
are expected to hit our debt ceiling June or July, and he's in office taking billions of dollars.
So we are, the rest of the world has realized we are weak. We are weakened.
Not only are we weak, we had a guy come. We weren't weak.
Right.
We had the number one economy in the world. We came out of COVID better than anybody. We had infrastructure. They're making chips. They're making high tech chips in America now. We had, because of Biden. Biden did such a good job. We got COVID under control. We were actually heading towards more healthcare. 3 million people more got their own healthcare. He has dismantled everything Biden did. And day one, he came in and he got rid of Biden, the cheap drug thing. He got rid of it. Yesterday, he signed something else. We got cheap drugs now.
It's the same fucking thing.
It's the same thing.
He fucking does this all the time.
Remember the border bill? That they had all this border bill passed, bipartisan border bill passed, and Trump made them kill it during the election. And now we're sending people away with no due process. Like people, you understand that they can just pick you up off the street now. I mean, they can't, but they're doing it. They can just pick you up off the street, put you in a car, put you on a plane, fly you to Louisiana, fly you to New Jersey, fly you to El Salvador, and they're not going to go get you. You didn't do anything. You have no criminal record. You didn't get to see a lawyer and you didn't get a trial. That's not America. As I said in the Armageddon update, they're going down the Nazi wish list.
You could be a
they're
judge.
Just got it, need it. And now, they charged that judge, right? Let's go with that.
Oh God, they've now charged the Milwaukee judge.
They've actually charged
they
a
arrested.
judge. And here, can I tell you what through history this is? And by the way, I've read a lot of history. Here's what happens when this happens. Most people want their life to work. Most people don't want to do hard things. They don't, right? We don't. I don't. Listen, there's some things in my life that are coming up that are the hardest thing I've ever do. I have to face them. I have to do them.
Yeah.
It's going to fucking suck.
Yeah.
So you have to face it. So throughout history, whether it was a civil war, whether it was protesting Vietnam, whether it was starving for civil rights, moving to North Hollywood, that's a double. That's a double.
God, yes.
Moving and going to North Hollywood. Jesus Christ.
What have I done?
So everything that's been great has been hard. Civil rights, whatever. And right now, everybody's like, oh shit, I don't want something to happen to me. Do you think by you being quiet, and we can prove it through in World War II, the people that were quiet and let the Nazis do what they wanted got fucked over anyway. Yeah. They still lost their country. They still got their homes bombed. Their lives still ended. It didn't help them. So, and the problem was when they finally got pissed and decided to get involved, it was too late. He's not going to be a dictator. He is a dictator now. Masked men are unmarked, not wearing their shit, are taking people off the streets with no charges and sending them to another country. Yeah. That's illegal. The Supreme Court has ruled it's illegal. The Supreme Court ruled that you have to go get Abrego Garcia, and 75% of those guys he sent to El Salvador didn't have any charges. They're nothing. One of them had an autism tattoo. Yep. They are now in a prison. Their families don't know where they are. They're locked up for. By the way, Bukele said, "Well, they're only in prison for a year, but I have the right to add another year every year." So. And what I don't understand is why people aren't fucking burning shit down.
And the fact that it's not only what he's doing to us in this country, but just take a look at how he treats the other dictators. He wants to be them. He wants to emulate
Canada.
Them. He likes what they do.
We're going to take Canada. Are we?
Are we?
Yeah.
Fuck, Jesus, are you fucking Putin?
So the whole point of that, how that started, was the Wisconsin judge was indicted yesterday.
So guys, a judge, and they're saying they want to get rid of judges. They want to not have to listen to judges.
Well, they've been kind of saying that. Pam Bondi said, we don't care who you are. If you're harboring an illegal in this country, then you're going to be arrested. And she was indicted.
She was following the law.
She didn't harbor illegal. That you can't arrest somebody on court
She
grounds.
told ICE that they needed a judicial warrant to conduct that operation in the courthouse.
In the courthouse.
And they didn't like it because they're not doing anything with warrants anymore.
So what's happened, and this, again, I still say it, I still think we need it, and I hope that if it ends, I hope that we get to a place where we need the legislative, the executive, and the judicial branch, and then we need some bouncers. We need some dudes that come in. If those three people don't agree, the bouncers come in and go, hey guys, they said to do this, you're doing it, or you're getting your shit and you're getting out.
Unless you got three girls with you, then you can come.
Okay, there'll be a ladies' night. There'll be a judicial ladies' night in Congress that the bouncers will be like, I'm going to let it go.
All right,
you guys can
tonight,
debate a little.
Thursday nights.
So what bothers me the most is that we are all standing by because we still have bills to pay. And what this does is, and I just thought about this today. So all these government services they've shut down. There's kids going to starve to death because we killed USAID. There's kids that are going to die of cancer because they've stopped all cancer research. There's things that won't be invented because he's cutting off funding to Columbia, Harvard, and any other university that doesn't do what he wants.
He took another $450 million from Harvard yesterday.
Oklahoma, in Oklahoma schools now, they have to teach that the 2020 election was stolen. Oklahoma has agreed. The dumb fucks in Oklahoma have agreed that something that was disproven by 62 different court cases and the cyber ninjas, they have to prove that it happened.
All the people that stormed the Capitol went to jail. They all went to court. They all had their day in court.
Many of them pled guilty.
They pled guilty. He let them all out. And now they've actually given the woman that tried to go through the doors and was told, you're going to get shot if you come here. We're protecting. They gave her a settlement.
The other parallel.
Wait. I want to let's land this. We have to land because what happens is we end up listing all the shit this guy does, and it just moves on. Everything that I've brought up today is only what he's done. He hasn't helped anybody. He hasn't created. Do you guys remember the last time we had food lines for 300, 400 cars deep?
No, he's still going after Bob Mueller's old law firm.
By the way, guys, let's list that. Here's what else he did. He's basically anybody who went after him in the first term.
Or supported Hillary Clinton or anyone that he doesn't like.
Right. That went after him for crimes. He's actually going after them so he can keep criming. So why he's dismantling? Why is he dismantling all this stuff? It doesn't make sense, right? He's dismantling it because what it does is it stops us from having the resources and the ability to go protest him. If you cut all the food aid, if you cut any kind of aid, you cut all the medical aid, you cut everything that we pay for with our taxes, well, we're fucked then.
Well, also, they're arresting protesters. They arrested a mayor for protesting outside of an ICE detention center.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say about the parallel to the Nazi regime.
Oh, exactly.
Is that putting all of the FBI and whoever else under the ICE banner? It's literally the brown shirts. It's exactly what they did during Nazi Germany.
Yep.
And it's like you've said before, there's been enough time where the generation that lived through that has died off. Or we've kind of forgot about it, or it's not as important, or it's way in the past and we don't care anymore. And now it's happening to us and we don't really see the parallel.
Fifth generation problem. I said I do this bit. Usually, by the way, that bit gets a huge applause now. If you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This episode brought to you by Hungry Root. I just can't get in anywhere. I love Hungry Root because it's like having your own personal shopper. If you care about what you put in your body.
I'm shocked at what they bring you. Like, it's great.
You get
it's
all
great,
of it.
The stuff they
fill your pantry.
Yep.
They fill your fridge.
Yep.
You have pre-made things that are healthy and actually meals. Then you have things that you just need to do this one thing to, and it takes 3 minutes, like heat this and then combine. Or
easy
snacks like Annie's and like help, turkey jerky.
It's like
in
this
your
kick-ass
pantry
personal shopper on top of also
that wants you to live a long time.
Also a food service that wants to help you. And with what's going on, you should probably use it.
Yeah.
And
so you don't have to leave your house.
Stock up is what I'm saying.
So it's tailored to your taste, nutrition preferences, and health goals. And it's like you go in and they'll suggest things to fill your cart depending on the size that you've chosen, how much you want to get each week. but you can move everything out and put all different stuff in, which was really a lot of fun for me to do because I got to try a bunch of different things. And so they even have things like smoothies and kids snacks and desserts and salad kits and supplements. They have everything.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. So I love Hungry Root. Take advantage of this offer. If you, for a limited time, you can get 40% off of your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Just go to hungryroot.com/Titus. Use code Titus. That's hungryroot.com/Titus. Promo code Titus, and you'll get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/Titus. Code Titus.
Good.
I had to try. They sent.
I want to ask you something.
What were those? Oh, Simple Mills graham squares.
Holy shit.
Did you make s'mores with them?
But you know what's great about them is
that'd be
all the stuff they sent us. Sometimes you get stuff and it has that acidic taste to it, and it doesn't. It's not over sugared. It's like good stuff.
I made street tacos, and you said I think this is the best meal I've ever had.
Can I tell you something? I want to ask you what you think about it. Where do you think we're going with this? What do you think is happening? Because it is exactly. I told her today. I was like, "Do you understand? This is exactly what Hitler did. He came in. He decimated every government agency. Because what happens is then people go, holy shit, government doesn't work. Yeah. And then Trump goes, I'll fix it.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening. This has happened throughout history.
I don't know. I mean, the only thing that I can ever think of when we talk about it is that it's an agreement, that he has a prearranged agreement, and who would
destroy the country for no reason? Well, if you got,
that's what he wants.
If you got MBS and you got Putin, and you've got, who else? Qatar, you've got all these countries going, hey man, we're going to give you, they're giving him 2 billion G.
I would
but
bet.
G hates him though. G thinks he's a clown. G thinks he's a fucking clown. She. Is it G?
It's XI.
So it's G. Or he. G. Is it she or G?
You're talking about his pronoun or his name? What do you?
Well, they have the J sound.
Him?
Are we literally arguing about how to pronounce XI?
I just want them to know.
She's literally arguing with me how to pronounce XI. G. President G. That's how they say it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So President G basically thinks he's a clown. And what I don't understand is the stock market was kicking ass. And what I don't get is what does he get out of ruining it?
He's not losing though.
No, God, he's not.
His stock is killing it. He manipulates Tesla for Elon whenever he wants. He's fine. He's going to become I bet you, a trillionaire. If he's already here now in 108 days, how many billions already, you said?
He's made $3 billion. He's worth, their wealth has gone from $2 billion to $5 billion, the Trump family.
And I can assure you, though, that if there was an agreement, that he's not going to come out on top like he thinks. He might get some money, but they don't care about him. He's not going to have any power or anything.
I think, there's a phrase the Russians use called useful idiot.
Mm-hmm.
There is, and I think worldwide, nobody, good or bad, let's say the axis of evil and the NATO countries, nobody sees Trump as a winner. No one goes, this guy's awesome. We should worry about this guy. Yeah. They worry about his crazy, but they don't worry about Trump like they worried about Obama. They worried about even W. I mean, W started a war.
They placate him. They know to kind of bullshit him and kiss his ass and give him presents and praise.
Yep.
And then they can get whatever they want. Hillary Clinton said this in a debate.
She told us.
2016.
Every fucking thing that Hillary Clinton said. And Pelosi,
all roads with you lead back to Putin.
Russia, yeah. Hey, I mean, do you guys remember at the beginning that Jared had a server at Trump Tower that was directly connected to Russia?
Manafort was convicted for supplying poll numbers to Russia during the campaign.
Yep.
And he rehired Manafort for this campaign.
I just don't. I hate.
Tulsi Gabbard just fired a bunch of intelligence officials. This is what I was telling you about today. So Donald Trump, you know how he's been saying over and over that Venezuela's government controls Tren de Aragua to justify why he's sending all these people to El Salvador.
Right.
But it's not true. And so a declassified memo that was drafted by the National Intelligence Council came out last week. And that's the top entity for analyzing classified intelligence and providing secret assessments to our policymakers, to Congress. In that memo, they explained that Maduro's Venezuelan regime is not responsible for Tren de Aragua. And that document came out because some organization put in a FOIA request. And so she has now fired Tulsi Gabbard has fired all of the top leaders.
The president of China? The president of China fired all the people? You said she did it.
She, the woman. She.
Her
pronouns are she, her. So she said that she fired them because they wrote that in a memo saying what Trump said wasn't true. And it was a classified memo.
I hope we
for
have
Congress.
I hope we have Nuremberg style trials at the end of this. I think we need Stephen Miller. There's people that need, like you're trying in the midst of, you are doing it. You're dismantling the most amazing democracy that has ever been on earth. And you are dismantling it for your buddies who hate democracy. Putin needs for this to not work. He needs for us to crash.
You know, Hitler had detractors, and he had other Nazi high-level generals that didn't like him and wanted to take him out.
They tried to kill him.
A lot of them.
I know that because I watched Tom Cruise movies.
Yes. And I think, and we've said this before, but they're starting to come up. We need Republicans that are directly connected to him to start to push back.
There's some very dishcloth reaction from them about this plane. Like, well, Lindsey Graham, it should be an American-made plane.
Yeah, they're dipping their toes
symbol.
into it. Okay.
You're not saying it's against the Constitution.
And no one's going, this guy's a fucking moron.
Yeah. Also think about her firing these intelligence officials, these top-level intelligence officials that did their job by writing a secret memo for Congress with information they needed. Do you think that that's sending a message to other intelligence officials that we have about that they should not write the truth in their reports if it combats what Trump says?
So I see how people would get freaked out, but let's go macro on it. Do you guys understand that by going through the FBI, going through the CIA, going through the NSA, and getting rid of these people that are literally doing what they're supposed to do, by getting rid of these organizations, getting rid of USAID, which is soft power. What does soft power mean? Soft power means that a lot of countries liked us, and they were more friendly to us because we were helping them deal with their food issues and their famine issues, and we were helping them with medical stuff and stopping diseases. He stopped all that. So why the fuck would a country back us up anymore? So as all this stuff goes away, and Kash Patel, do you guys know they used to do daily briefings at the FBI, and Kash Patel's doing 1, maybe 2 a week? Do you understand that if we don't understand the threats that are coming at us worldwide? You do remember there was a group of people that crashed 2 planes and took down one of the most biggest buildings in the country, the World Trade Center, right?
They were, I think, funded by...
You guys remember that? 14 people from Saudi Arabia. So you get rid of the NSA, you get rid of the CIA, and you get rid of the FBI, and you let it under this one guy who's saying, we don't want people to know this information. There's going to be something horrible happening. We can no longer defend ourselves if the people we fucking elected to defend us don't defend us.
Yeah.
We're fucked.
This episode brought to you by True Classic.
A great shirt to wear during Armageddon.
True Classic has one mission: to make guys look good and feel even better. What a great segue that was.
Can I say I love the totally right turn segue with it?
That's how it goes these days.
If you can't make it fit, then we'll go ahead.
They don't just make tees; they also have hoodies, jeans, activewear. They have everything now.
Can I say something about the True Classic shirts that I wear? I grab them out of my. So you know when you get some cool clothing in your drawer or whatever, and you're like, and you reach in, you're going, somebody grab a shirt, and you're like, oh, yeah. I always go, because they fit so well. And they, I wish I had known because I'd have worn them today if we're going to do it.
You do wear them almost every day.
Every day. Today I just put on, just grabbed the black shirt because it's black. But True Classic, the way it fits my arms, the way it fits my chest. I always look like I've been working out.
It's the shirt that's like, it'll make you late because you're looking for it. Like, where is my goddamn True Classic shirt?
And you stop at the mirror too.
They make it more fitted where guys want it and looser where guys don't want it to be as tight, unlike other t-shirts. And so that's why it kind of gives you like a little V.
You're going to be late because you're going to be looking for it, and you're going to look in the mirror a little bit longer.
And they have badass customer service. I love this company.
And they have a sense of humor.
And I steal these shirts all the time.
Yes, you do.
Forget overpriced designer nonsense. Skip the cheap throwaways. True Classic delivers premium essentials built for real life. Holy moly. Grab yours at Target or Costco because now they're there. Or
they're
you
at
can
Costco
go,
now?
yeah, you can go to trueclassic.com/Titus to get hooked up today. You have to go look on their website because they have some really sweet stuff. It's definitely a style level up. And an affordable style level up.
Yeah, because it's not like just a crappy Gildan t-shirt that doesn't fit. It's shapeless.
Yeah.
They're built to fit better. Yeah.
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 And they don't fade. I love that.
They don't fade. The blue.
So, I know that this isn't, there's so many other things to talk about.
Just
like
the
Trump agenda bill with massive Medicaid cuts in it. Also, he just fired the 20-year Librarian of Congress and replaced
It's not his library.
Replaced her with Todd, what's his name, who was his personal lawyer. Which I think just proves he's running out of yes people because he fired the librarian who's been running it for 20 years and put, what's his name? Todd, the guy that flipped on him in the Mar-a-Lago Turlet.
Oh, right. That guy, that assistant guy? That's weird.
No, Todd Blanche.
Todd Blanche.
The guy that he didn't flip on him, but he wrote notes during his meetings with him and he testified to the grand jury about those notes, which told that Trump was telling them to move the documents to hide them from the government. How funny that we've moved past that now. Todd Blanche, he put into, he's the new Librarian of Congress. Also, DOGE said they were going to send each American $5,000, but those are not in the mail, so don't wait for that.
Because DOGE did not find any savings. They said that they got $150. Can you bring this up? Because they said that, and then a bunch of accountants looked at it and go, "You didn't find savings. You didn't find fraud and waste. You just canceled contracts."
And this was all.
But wait, I'm just want to be clear. They didn't find waste. They had fired the 15 inspector generals who found waste. That, by the way, we had 15 people government-wide that their job was to save hundreds of billions of dollars. Make sure that Lockheed didn't screw us. Make sure Raytheon didn't screw us. Make sure the farmers didn't get screwed. And they did that. They fired those on day one, brought DOGE in, and DOGE has spent more money, like you said.
And this was all a lie because it was just a way for Trump to pay back Elon so that Elon could shut and close off anybody who was investigating him and his company.
That's not the only reason. Elon left with a backpack with 2 very large hard drives when he walked out of the Social Security Administration. And what they did, they took massive hard drives into all of those government agencies and downloaded
everybody's
all of your data. And the original intent with the different agencies was a separation, which is like for medical information, we have HIPAA to protect people. And the frightening idea of that is that it's all converging in one place and one person will have that and control all of that data about you. And it made me, there's Rachel Maddow talked about how they do that in China, that there's basically like a
personal profile for every person.
Yes. Like a Yelp review rating.
They have CCTV in China. They have CCTV cameras with facial recognition.
Yeah.
They can, if you do anything wrong, you will get sent a ticket.
So people should worry about Elon. He's not just going away empty-handed. He went away with stuff.
2 hard drives?
Out of Social Security Administration.
Do you guys understand that Elon there's 40,000 tiny satellites orbiting the Earth that he controls. Everybody who bought a Tesla, he controls that car. He can shut it all down if he wants. Do you guys understand that he actually is now so deep into NASA, and now with Trump, he's even deeper into NASA, that he controls our space program? So we have we literally have a Lex Luthor type character running shit. Now, oh, by the way, I have a couple things more to say about Trump. So we're getting rid of anybody who's brown, right? Anybody who's a brown immigrant. Well, Trump just okayed bringing back a bunch of Afrikaners, a bunch of South Africans. And they said, and someone wrote something on Threads. They're like, oh yeah, you'd rather keep the brown murderers and rapists in there. And I just wrote back, literally, there was a revolution because the Afrikaners were murderers and rapists. Yes. There was literally a revolution in South Africa because of the Afrikaners.
But also, the people that we deported didn't have criminal records, most of them.
Right. And I will say this: the Afrikaners are literal Nazis. They actually pasty ass Nazis, colonizing, kill people, Nazis. And so we are the craziness. Back to the hard drives. So Elon, then they found out and looked this up. There was this information, 10 gigs of information got sent to Russia by Elon Musk. Look this up. So all this stuff that he took, there was this big, massive information dump that was sent directly to Russia. Yes. So guys, you've got Elon Musk who said, do you remember when the Ukraine war started? He said he was going to turn off all the satellites, what's the internet thing called? Starlink. He was going to turn off Starlink. And then Biden had to go, you can't turn off Starlink. And I think we paid for it. Yeah. We had to pay him because they weren't paying. It's a war. He's been on the phone with Putin repeatedly. He says he is in contact with Putin. Trump's in contact with Putin, has talked to Putin repeatedly. He said this during the election. And now we have this information that Elon downloaded from our government agencies that went directly to Russia. So if you guys think that everything is going to be fine, and the next time I hear somebody go, the midterms are coming up, shut the fuck. Do you think these guys that are shutting down every agency by the way, he just changed the voting laws too. Voting laws are being changed because so you're going to have a real ID. Well, people are, and real ID. You have to have a thing called, not just ID, you have to think called real ID, which I have to have because we travel all the time. So he's making it harder to vote. If you look at our episode on Election Truth Alliance, you can see that the vote was manipulated. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
a whistleblower came out and said that DOESN testified to Congress. Doge gave Russia access to U.S. data via Starlink.
Doge gave our information to Russia via Starlink.
Yeah.
Let me say that again. Doge, Elon Musk's organization of dipshits, gave your information to Russia. Why? Does anyone get any of the, like, I hate that I fucking hate that this podcast stopped being fun. It feels so dark. And what I don't understand is why we aren't just marching. Is it because people are afraid? Guys, I will tell you this. They don't care if you're afraid. They want you to be afraid. You want to scare them? Don't be.
Speaking of dark, where's our dark web? Where is the CIA, the real deep state? Where's the anonymous?
There's no deep state.
I know, but where are these? Where's the don't tread on me people? Where's the fucking revolutionary people?
Well,
nothing. We're all just asleep right now.
This episode brought to you by Mosh bars. New advertiser.
Isn't this Schwarzenegger's kid that's making this?
Yes, and Maria Shriver. So Patrick Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver.
And his mom.
They were on Shark Tank. What?
And his mom. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. They started it with a mission to create a conversation about brain health through food, education, and research because her dad, I think it was, had Alzheimer's and she watched him suffer. And so since then, she and her son, Patrick, have dedicated themselves to finding ways to help other families deal with that disease. So Mosh joined forces with top scientists and functional nutritionists and tried to create this protein bar that's well beyond like what any other protein bar is. They have 8 different flavors and they have a plant-based one in peanut butter and chocolate. They have ingredients that support your brain health like ashwagandha, lion's mane, collagen, omega-3s. I take a lot of that actually. Now they have a brand new look and formulation. So it's like a game-changing brain boosting ingredient that you won't find anywhere else. They have something in them called Cognizin. It's a premium nootropic that supports the brain. pretty cool. So we love healthy stuff. That's why we wanted to talk about this product. If you want to find ways to give back to others and fuel your body and your brain, Mosh bars are the perfect choice. Head to moshlife.com/Titus. You can save 20% off plus free shipping on the bestsellers trial pack. That's 20% off plus free shipping on the bestsellers trial pack at moshlife.com/Titus. Thank you, Mosh.
I love how some healthy like nutrients have cool nicknames. You got to eat your lion's mane.
Yeah.
And then you got to eat your pig's hoof. And then you got to eat your donkey dick.
Hey, wow, that's not a cool name.
I was waiting.
Nobody eats donkey dick.
What I was going to say
unless Joe Rogan's hosting the show.
earlier is that who has a problem with them taking people off the street now, apparently. So
No. But again,
come around.
He's scared the shit out of so many people that even the right people, like you said about, what do you call it? A dish rag response, dish towel response. I know it's funny. I never heard that phrase, but I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Just some light ass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. No, don't do that. It's like this.
Yes.
Can't do no. And that, and we don't have anyone with the balls to step up. And I still think it's because he has things on everybody. I still believe that there's no reason for the Republicans to decide to wreck democracy. There's no fucking reason. There is no reason for these.
Well, they just want to keep what you said, the money that they get.
But it can't just be that. Here's why. There's got to be more money on the outside. If you think about it. So Trump's made $3 billion, right? That theory, this conspiracy theory hour, listen to me. He's got MBS on his side. MBS, whatever MBS wants, it's obviously something. Whatever, Putin's one of the richest men in the world. Putin's worth like $800 billion or $1 trillion. So you've got Qatar, you've got MBS, you got Putin, and you got Xi. I don't think Xi's involved because Trump's pissed Xi off. He's going to fuck up their economy. Their economy's already a little screwed up. So I don't think it's the $5 million that each member of Congress gets or the $3 million. It's between 2 and 4 and 5 million. I think that if you think about it, how many members of Congress are there?
There's like 220.
217, 220. There's 220. 220. So 220. So let's do this. So let's
Speaking of which, that guy got convicted.
So let's say it's 270 people, Republicans. I don't think the Senate's compromised. I definitely think the House is compromised. There's no way these guys.
Lindsey Graham is in the Senate.
Right. Oh, you're right. So you're right. Maybe it's not everybody, but let's say this. So 270 people. So times that by 5. That's what? That's $1.2 billion. $1.2 billion. So $5 million. So if you got promised to vote for everything, by the way,
I just don't think that it's possible for you. So you're saying every single person of the 270 that was approached with that offer, of everyone said yes. There wasn't one person that said, I'm going to go tell now.
I will tell you this. There is a number for everybody. Everybody has a number.
I think people are cheaper than you give them credit for.
Because I'm not.
Yeah. I mean, you're seeing it through your filter of what it would take, probably no amount for you to do that. But I think a lot of people,
there's a number.
When faced with leaving that lifestyle, that affluence, the respect, the walk into the influence, the power, and the money, and then going home to some podunk town in Connecticut. And
you have to go back to being a lawyer?
Yeah, or being a regular person. I think a lot of people are like, well, I'm sure he means well, and I just have to support my party,
So nobody has any morality left. Well, everyone's on the fucking payroll.
On the Republican side, I can definitely say it. I think the Democrats, there's some on the Democratic side, Bob Menendez. But here's what I don't understand. How come Trump gets a plane, but Bob Menendez is doing 11 years for a Mercedes and some gold bars?
Yeah.
He's doing 11 years. But you said about power. So here's what I read. So I read about this, right? When I'm writing it, I want to talk about Bob Menendez. Read about it. He gets 11 years. I'm like, holy shit, good. I'm glad, good. Democrats, again, we handle our own and the Republicans don't. Guess what? They let him postpone going to prison so he could go to his daughter's wedding. Can you imagine any other fucking criminal, who's like, hey, by the way, my daughter's getting married. Yeah. I know I ripped off that liquor store and I got $300, but my daughter's wedding's coming up. Can I go? But because Bob Menendez was a senator a congressman, he gets to wait. They postponed his fucking prison sentence so he could walk his daughter down the aisle.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Coincidentally, this just came out in the news like yesterday. A convicted murderer was allowed to go on vacation with his wife and their other kids. He was convicted of murdering their other daughter, and he was allowed to go on a Hawaii vacation.
He's white, right?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, Hawaii, right?
Of course.
Probably owned a business or something.
Yeah, he's probably.
Wow. Well, if you really want to feel horrible about the human race, and this is where I was heading earlier, keep up with the Diddy trial that's going on. That has been, wow, you want to torch your soul and flush it. Wow.
Give us some what's going on with that.
So
he was doing everybody.
He did.
And Diddy did everybody.
Yeah.
Did he? He did.
He did. He did not discriminate underage, of age, allegedly, male or female, with people that he allegedly raped. And people are testifying that what has been most common in all of the victim statements is they were given a drink and then they couldn't feel their arms and legs, and then they kind of came to while he was anally raping them or raping them.
But they could feel their buttholes. The next thing they felt was, my butthole hurts.
Allegedly. So a sex worker testified yesterday that he was hired multiple times by Cassie to meet them in a hotel room, but he didn't know it was Diddy. And Diddy was in the corner in a robe with a bandana over his face and a hat pulled low, and would direct them and jerk off the whole time.
What the fuck?
This is what was testified to, allegedly. It's not alleged that it was testified to. And at one point...
I feel weird because I want the dogs off the bed.
Or
can we just put them on the floor?
In baby oil.
Oh, his lawyer said that in her opening statement. She's a peach, man. She said, he loves baby oil. That's no reason to convict a man. Yes, he loves baby oil.
1,000 bottles of baby oil is not someone who loves baby oil.
So he had baby oil in the hotel room, I guess. But anyway, at some point, and this happened over the course of time in multiple incidents, he would make the sex worker pee into her open mouth. Yeah. And then the sex worker testifies that he heard him hit her in the next room of the hotel, and she said, "I'm sorry," and came running out and jumped into his lap. Diddy's lawyer gets up and says that sex worker was actually a personal trainer that Diddy hired to train her.
Well, personally, yes.
While he jerked off. And that she just fell in love with him. And that's the real story here.
I got to tell you, man, I'm so in love with you. And I've never thought, God, if she would just pee in my mouth. I've just not once.
Apparently, Trump liked that too. Do you know what it is? It's just the ultimate debasing, you know.
Why would you want? I don't. Fuck, man. I mean, should I be weird or fuck?
I mean, I've had my share of Gatorades from gross.
Is that what you call it? The
drinks.
He got Gatorated?
No,
we can't call it being Gatorated.
What are you trying
I don't
to
even
do?
know. What are you trying
to go with like
you
the shitty.
Don't start a new thing.
And
don't start a new thing. Hey, what do they call it? Gatorating. No. If you pee in it, we're not calling peeing on somebody Gatorating.
Just because it has electrolytes.
I was trying to go with like a veggie drink, and it was the first thing that came to mind.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, we talk about.
This was a very thin thread that you had.
Damn.
You are not cutting this out.
Right, guys.
You are not. People need to hear you.
No, just so you know, this is now going to go
be
out.
Awful.
Man,
we are live streaming. I told you.
Dude, love to be Gatorated. That's going to happen. Trust me, that's happening. That's happening now. That is no.
I told you guys an underage, a 13-year-old girl at the time testified she was invited. Oh, let me just wrap that part up. The hotel where they met was, do you want to guess?
Oh, was it a Trump
Manhattan?
Of course.
Because he and Diddy know each other. Mm-hmm. Isn't that weird how it all kind of goes together?
Okay.
Yep.
Allegedly.
Conspiracy. Ready for another conspiracy?
Yep.
Okay. Trump sued Bill Maher. Sued him.
Yep.
Flat out for $1 million. Sued him. Cost Bill Maher a lot of money.
Recently.
Yeah, in the last term,
Like,
the last time, yeah, in the last 10 years. For some reason, Bill Maher goes to see Trump recently, comes out, uses a 5-minute segment of a show to tell how Trump's a real guy. He's a good guy.
Careful.
The allegedly, Puff Daddy filmed all these freakouts.
In LA.
Allegedly.
Sometimes they lasted up to 4 days where people were not allowed to sleep. And he would drug them and they would drink and
they would watch real time.
He would tell
allegedly
them what to
many
do.
celebrities, including comedians, went to these freakouts.
That is correct.
So if video was shot and maybe some of these comedians were told, we have video of you, you better say what you need to say. I'm not saying anybody's
Here's
names.
what's not alleged. What's actually true from the evidence taken by HSI from his homes where he held the freak-offs is that each room of these many bedroomed homes had cameras and audio wiring and
we know that
a lot of data was removed.
He's making beats
from those homes.
No, yeah, in every room.
Yes,
beats, and a lot of. And
it sounded a lot like
a lot of slapping.
Do you
because
know
of
it's
the oil.
weird? Because
it's all weird. We're living in weird times.
Yeah, but you know, like the fringy people, the Q people said that there's a Hollywood cabal of child rapists and child molesters, and we were like, that is insane. And yet it's starting to not sound insane because obviously some word would get out about these freak-offs.
I have a problem with you saying this because the original cabal was a guy named Jeffrey Epstein. There was a cabal of Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein was associated with businessmen, underage girls.
Yes.
But
there's a lot of underage.
But the list of clients are not left wing. It's like businessmen, right wing. The guy's got but football owners. It's like all this list of people are high fucking level.
So far, what's most visible are right people, far right, like Trump, Epstein,
Matt Gaetz. I don't know.
But Diddy, Kanye, they're all.
But Diddy's crazy. Diddy's been shady forever.
I'm saying it's not Democrats. I'm saying that there was some truth, and I would bet what Diddy is being charged with is racketeering, sex trafficking. It's all the same thing that Jeffrey Epstein would have been tried for if he hadn't been.
So, I brought this argument when we were talking about this. I brought this argument up. So, if that's the case, let's go with the conspiracy. Let's go with the Q people. There is a cabal of left-wing Hollywood actors and Hollywood insiders, because Harvey Weinstein too was doing it. It was horrible. That do this. And I said, okay, Tom Hanks, George Clooney, Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt,
John Voight,
Idris Elba.
Let's go with Meryl Streep,
Alan Richson,
Martin Short, Steve Martin. Bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Assholes are assholes.
Yes.
Doesn't go right or left.
Right.
There's Diddy's worth over. We looked it up. He was worth what? He
was worth $1 billion, but he's taken a little hit.
Yeah.
Lately.
So billionaire. There is a point, and he's also famous. He's also has unlimited funds, unlimited power. There is something about that can't buy humanity. If you look at Elon Musk, $200 billion, the man cannot buy a laugh. The man cannot dance. He is the uncoolest. He looks like shit. He's fat. He does out of shape. And I just go, if all that money turns you into that, I don't want all that money. You know what I'd like? I'd like to actually have to work my ass off, have some character, do what I have to do, and like I do now. And I really got that all this leads to is such a. But then again, you got Johnny Depp, and you got guys.
I'm not saying it's a right or left issue. I was just saying how interesting that the idea of it sounded like they were insane. And now we're finding out that there is this whole underworld of evil, and it's not just, the weird Russians that live in the middle of Siberia or whatever and take girls. It's like actual people that we see in movies or in politics or judges. And that's what I'm saying. And Diddy's, he was flying underage girls to an island, supposedly, allegedly, And it was very Jeffrey Epstein like, and was recording the people in the rooms at the house when he was doing the freak offs and then using that against them. This is all in the indictment.
Doesn't it feel like we need a major reset? Doesn't it? You know, I wish we could just unplug humanity and let it give it 30 seconds of clearance and plug it back in.
So the 13-year-old girl, this is what I started to say, got invited to an after party, this is her testimony, to his New York City apartment, an after Grammys party. What 13-year-old girl wouldn't? You can come to Diddy's house and all the stars are going to be there. It's the Grammy party. You wouldn't think it's packed. Tons of people there. And we're idiots when we're that age.
And I'm going to tell everybody when I go to volleyball at PE.
Yeah. And so she went, they offered her a drink. She drank a little bit of it and came to in a room. She remembers Diddy saying to her, and this was said by several people, "You look like you're ready now. You're ready to party." Takes her in a room. And according to the statement, they redacted the names, but a famous musician, male, and his famous female musician partner were in the room. The male raped the 13-year-old girl while they watched, and then Diddy raped her. Wow. I mean, they're not of age, all of them, some of them, but not all of them. And there's a young boy that testifies to being anally raped in a limo by him, or is going to testify. He made a statement.
Stop talking about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to describe anything else.
I don't know if this is a positive or a negative, but if we did a reset, it won't change anything because this is nothing new. We're just learning about it because we've got the internet and 24-hour news cycle. We've always had Caligula and the Marquis de Sade.
But it was all. Yeah, it's another chapter in it. I would agree with that. But there was something that happened. Someone was pointing out how they keep talking about "Make America Great Again," and they keep harking back to the 50s. Well, the 50s, the top tax rate was 91%. So let's go make America great again. They said that
Black people couldn't ride the bus or use the water fountain, or go to school.
Right. But also, it was a socialist time. Corporations paid 50% on their profits. Now they pay 15%. So when you guys talk about make America great again, we were great at one point when everybody paid their fucking share. And right now, since Reagan, the dismantling of this tax base, you should I pay a lot of taxes because I have the privilege of living in this country. And these corporations who don't think they should have to pay their workers enough money to buy the shit those workers are making. Henry Ford, do you know what they broke it down what Henry Ford paid his workers? So he paid them $5 a day. At the time, that adds up to $142,000 a year. Mm-hmm. Today, if you put it in today's dollars, it adds up to $142 grand. $142 grand is a healthy middle class salary. Mm-hmm. But because these corporations have done that, and I love when people keep talking about these immigrants are taking your jobs. And Hitler did this too, pointing to the Jews, it was all their fault. Trump's pointing to the Mexicans, it's all their fault.
There's always another.
No one took your job. It was given away by Exxon. It was given away by Target. It was given away by Walmart and everybody who makes shit. It had nothing to do with the guy who's got all his shit in a bag, walking across the border at 1,100 miles with his kid, so his child doesn't grow up in a gang. Or get murdered. So when these fuckers keep talking about someone took your job, no one took your job. The people that have the money gave your fucking job away, and then they pointed to those people who have no power.
Hardest working people. Here, when my dad was visiting, I go, there's another one of those hardworking immigrants with the fruit stand selling flowers off the freeway exit, because I know that they get those flowers at the flower market in downtown LA that opens at, yes. Yep. So you have to get there at 4 a.m., then downtown, drive all the way back over, set up, load the cart, put it, unload it. It's like,
and then deal with the constant rejection.
Stand in the sun all day, or the flowers on the freeway ramp, or in the neighborhood, you'll see nannies and housekeepers walking
down Van Alden.
Van Alden, where we live.
It's like 6 miles
to get to the bus stop on Ventura. That's where they're going. And this is the shit that makes me insane. Yesterday, I cut our lemon tree with a pole saw. And I was out there for 3 hours. I was sweating. I got burned. My upper body is so sore. I was like, what are they talking about? I mean, do you want those jobs that these hardworking immigrants are doing here? Do you really want those? Are you going to go do that?
But we are living in a time of, so because of this, the corporations that have done this, and and Clinton was part of it. I'm not going to just say it's all Republicans, because Clinton NAFTA was a big part of it.
Yeah, but now you're making me think that he created a power structure there with China.
Well, no, we did. It was to calm the world down.
I've always blamed Clinton for NAFTA because
part of it was to calm the world. Listen, the one thing about it was, if we have a world that all needs to work together to all make money, then there's no reason to go to war. What Trump is doing is taking that away. So now there's a reason to go to war. So,
I want to be really clear what I was saying about immigrants. I don't mean that all immigrants do those hard labor jobs. I mean the ones that aren't citizens yet. That's what they're doing because they can't go get a job.
The people they're sending to take
But they would if they could, because they're hard workers. Rosa started her own housekeeping business.
So so what I'm saying is that, like you said, that is that, like, if we all have to trade, and people look at the trade deficit, trade deficit. No. It's not a trade deficit. They make shit we need. We do other shit. We make money doing our shit, and we use our money to buy your shit. It's not a trade deficit.
Well, American companies, I was listening to a guy talk. He sells toys. He usually pays because he can get them cheaply from China and then mark them up and make a nice profit and afford to pay his employees a nice living wage. He usually pays $15,000 at customs to get that stuff here.
To get the tariff, the 3% tariff that we had
this year. Did you hear this?
I heard about. Keep going.
It's $1 million, right? It was 1.2 million or 1. It was. I know it's at least $1 million. It was an insane.
So because the problem is that Trump going 145, 30, 80, what happens is that, so that means if that's on and that's the executive order that day, that guy has to pay 145% tariff on the shit that he bought from China to sell here in America. But again, the tariffs, here's where Trump is screwed out, everybody. Nobody is going to fucking trust us again. No. Nobody.
No.
Everything.
They already said that.
The calmness that Biden had, at least he was steady.
Have you heard what Democrats are saying about him today?
Yeah.
This is what we do. We're so stupid.
Democrat, again, circular firing squad.
He needs to go away because he's back out doing interviews, until he apologizes for hiding his decline from us.
By the way, people if you do a Karen violation on my threads, I'm blocking you forever. Woman today, I said, there was a meme I put about immigration, about how immigrants here, we all came from immigrants. It's part of the new show. It's kind of a different version of that. We all came from immigrants. And if you hate immigrants in a country that was planned for, designed by, and built by immigrants, that the only reason it thrives, and you hate that country, I go, you need to shut the fuck up about immigration. And I said, there was a joke I did. I said, my family was here since 1635 and we were illegal. I asked a Cherokee. It's funny, right? Woman goes, I don't like the Indian joke. She wrote this paragraph on Threads. The Indian joke, it opens it up to other Indian jokes. And I just blocked her. I'm like, you are fucking part of the problem.
It's pro-Indian. It's not.
I know, but I don't get it. But these
Native Americans.
But the problem with us, the problem with the Democrats and the libtards right now,
indigenous,
is that we are so fucking. We have to mind our own house. Well, yeah. Well, guess what, guys? You're not going to change that. You don't need to virtue signal that you're better. You don't need to tell, let's fix all the rules. There's something going on where people are demanding you put in your slug line. Companies are doing, I need to know your pronouns. Yeah, my pronouns are, leave me the fuck alone. Which is the dumbest joke ever. But my pronouns are just, I don't want to put something up that doesn't mean anything, that's going to alienate someone else.
It has nothing to do with me. Yeah.
It has nothing to do with what we're doing.
Oh, they're making you do it so they can filter it out.
My signature block.
On your signature block.
So they can say, oh, you're too woke, you're out, you're fired. That's what why they're
no, they are
they like me.
Woke. They are demanding that I put my pronouns on my signature block.
all woke is that you have empathy. I don't need to demonstrate it by putting. I know who I am.
Yeah.
If I walk in a room, people go, "I wonder what that guy's pronouns are." No one says that.
Mhm.
I haven't had a problem with being misgendered, so I'm good.
But even that, it's like
If someone called me sir, I would just go, "Oh, I'm a woman."
there is a virtue signaling thing,
and I need to do something different.
And the Democrats are doing it with Biden now. Say what you
Pisses
will.
me off.
Joe Biden had 50 years of public service.
Yep.
He's a good man.
Yep.
He did a good job. He took us on when we were in the depths, the throes of the worst pandemic in 100 years, and he switched it. And then when he left, we had the #1 economy worldwide. So if you're still pissed at Joe Biden, fuck off.
If he can point to his numbers, I don't give a flying fuck if he had.
If he was just a head in a
he
jar
and just was just like,
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
like
Because he had,
exactly.
compared to this, yes, because he had the most incredible team of people around him too. And all day long, I would take.
hired
My
competence.
niece said yesterday, she goes, "Oh, what I'd give for a Bush again." Like suddenly we have perspective that we never thought we'd have before. What I was going to say earlier about that whole Diddy thing, I won't go into any, but it's come out now that beating when he beat Cassie on the
video
hotel
surveillance footage of the hotel. It is, if you guys haven't seen it, don't go see it. It is gnarly. It's so brutal and so. Yes, and so obviously something he was comfortable with because there was no yelling and then hesitation. He comes out and just bam, bam. It has now come out that the security guard that was called for a disturbance up to that floor accepted $100,000 cash in a brown paper bag and shut his mouth and left.
So
that's even lower than what Congress gets.
That's been going on.
But you do know that that's where this is why I think we need to unplug humanity, because if you are that big of a scumbag, we know Diddy's a scumbag. We know he is what he's done. But if you're a security guy, your job is literally to protect people in the hotel. It's either the hotel's actually paying you. You're going to take 100. I get it. We all want money. But at one point you go, no, I'm calling the cops, bro. But because, and you thought people had a higher price. I'm saying you overestimate no, I
people.
agree. But this is the damage of humanity right now, is that nobody has morality. We have lost, and I'm not talking, people go, we need to get back to the church. Well, we've watched people bastardize that. And how many youth pastors are literally in jail for raping 12-year-olds? So we can't say it's a God thing. It is a human thing. The humanity right now is so, like I'm watching Diddy and then Epstein and Trump and MBS and Putin, and the nightmare of what we're living in right now. All I can see is something's coming that's really bad.
Yeah, I would argue that faith is a great thing.
I think
but
so.
What those people are not examples of true faith.
True.
Grandma Jean, I said in my Armageddon update, delivering Meals on Wheels to what she called the old people a month up into her death.
You doing the CASA thing?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I would put myself in her category. I instantly was like,
none of us. You're not in Grant.
My mom, helping get that girl out of the Middle East that was being caged. That's real faith. Those people actually, it's a known phenomenon that pedophiles gravitate to jobs where children will be.
Right.
Priests.
But it can get you in trouble.
Youth pastors, Boy Scouts, yeah.
You know, good trouble, guys. That thing, get in good trouble. I'm gonna say this last thing, and then we'll go. I think I get told Justice Man. I got called Justice Man for a long time. She used to call me Justice Man because I don't like when people
wiping
get
out
bullied.
injustices one horn honk at a time.
Yeah, well, okay. So years ago, I was and get involved. Here's why. There was a guy. I pulled up to Home Depot, El Pollo Loco, when I lived in West Hollywood, and I watched this black kid in a suit, getting his ass beat by this older kind of crazy looking dude. I mean, he's getting his ass beat, and I watched people standing on the corner doing nothing.
Yeah. Phones up.
Fucking nothing. Wow. Wasn't phone time yet.
It was before phone.
Oh, it was before phones.
Okay. They were just like, I don't want to get involved.
Sketching him.
So I just stopped I just put it in park. I put it in park, jumped up, and I fucking just attacked this guy and pushed him against the wall. And I was like, and he got scared. And this black kid was fucked up, man. And And I told this guy, and I told the guy, I said, come on, because this kid was smaller than the guy, and I was about the same size. I'm like, let's go. You don't fucking beat somebody up for no reason. And the kid was wearing a tie, and it was like, and I said, I told the kid, the guy walked away finally, and he got in my car, and I drove him all the way. He lived in the really Highland Park, really nice area of Highland Park. And I dropped him off at his home, and his dad called me later. His dad was some big rich guy, but the reality is that you have to get involved, man. And here's the thing. I guarantee you there may be some bad downside to getting involved. But if you don't get involved, then evil wins over and over and over.
My sister was on her way home from Tulane, and she was getting her PhD at that time. And this was in New Orleans, obviously. I said Tulane. And there was a black guy, early mid-20s, standing on the side of a road. She was like in a cut through where everybody goes through to get to the highway, and he's in great distress and screaming and bleeding, and everyone's just going by him. Nobody will look at him. He's trying to get help from people. My sister pulls over, puts him in he's been shot twice, drags him into the back seat of her whatever SUV she had then, Explorer, and put pressure on the gunshot wounds, held him. He bled all over her car. That's the downside of Good Trouble. All over her, called 911. She had a flip phone and saved his life. And this kid stayed in touch with her after this, and just like when he saw her for the first time after, she said he just sobbed. Saved his life.
I read a story in Threads. There was a kid came in with a hoodie on to Trader Joe's, and he goes, "What do you guys have for Mother's Day? What do you have?" And he showed the guy, and the story goes on. It shows some boxes of candy. Kid was like a real kind of a shaky kid, very upset, hoodie up, and he goes, "And we have these little flowers." And this kid saw this one flower bouquet. It was, it's Trader Joe's. It's not great. It's this big, and the kid, he goes, "This would be perfect for her." And he goes, "My mom died a month ago, and I just want to take this."
She was trying to find parking in Trader Joe's.
I want to just take this to where they buried her. And the guy gave him the flowers. And so, do me a favor, man.
He gave them to him?
He gave them to him. He said, "I got this." And and then some people at Trader Joe's had heard it, and they gathered around the kid and hugged him.
Wow. So,
I'm tired. Fucking tired of how fucking evil shit is right now. And I do my best on stage. I really try to make a difference on stage. I really use my comedy to do something. But fuck, man. Try to do one thing nice for somebody. The only way this goes away is if the example is set by us. Sorry.
Well, last week I cried. So pretty much every week, if you want to tune into the Titus podcast these days, somebody's going to next week.
I'm not crying. I have something in my throat.
Wait till you hear what happened to his wife.
He's not going to cry about that. He's going to start. He's going to break the TV. He's going to break the TV. He's going to flip the table, and then we're going to be like, "What just happened?"
I don't know. I'm skipping down the street like.
I'm just saying. You guys, we can talk about how shitty the world is, but here's the thing: you can talk about how shitty the world is and not do anything, or. And I'm not. We're not. None of us are going to get in touch of the White House. None of us are going to be able to sit down and go, "What the fuck are you doing, Trump?" None of us.
Well, that's what we don't know what to do. That's why earlier when you were like, nobody's doing anything. What do we do, right? Like we don't have. I mean, we're trying here, but a lot of people don't.
Well, if evil is a virus, right? If you don't stop it, it spreads. But if that means love and positivity is also a virus. So do me a favor, scream sanity. Don't take the shit. When you see someone needs some help, don't go past them. It's none of your business. Bullshit. They're a human being too.
Them with some love.
It's your fucking business.
Yeah.
It's my business. It's your business. Do it. Just do something. By the way, if you could do one thing a day, nice little thing. What happened yesterday? Some guy was just. Oh, I know what it was. I just had an extra $20 in my pocket. It was at loose $20. It wasn't in my wallet. And there was a lady in a wheelchair, and I just walked up, and she just says, "Do you have $1?" And I gave her 20. And she went, she looked at it and stared at it, and she went, God bless you. Thank you. It was like real. It was, she was in a wheelchair. Old
Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that.
That's Poochie quote.
That's Martin Luther King. No, that's not. Okay. His rocket was out a little bit.
No. She got a boner?
Oh, it's going in.
Okay. All right.
It really took that poignant quote down just a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you, Martin Luther King, same thing. That quote, naked with a boner, not as poignant.
Oh, did I?
Pointy,
there
but
was
not as
a
poignant.
pastor at my house to pick up the donation that when we adopted the family this year for Salvation Army. And he was like, he's so cute. Oh my God, can I hold him? And I picked him up. I was like, yeah. And Groucho gets man-sized boners. I don't know why. It's like, I'm not kidding you.
From the
like,
time he was a baby.
Big, it is 2 inches. It is, and it hurts him. And then he can't get it to go down. And I have to put him, I have to put him in a cold shower. And well, he's 5 pounds. And it's a whole thing when it happens. I held him up at Christmas to the pastor without realizing in his face. And the guy goes, oh. And I went, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's from day one. When he was a puppy, we took him to a club and the waitress came by. I think you've said this before. And she just goes, that dog got a big dick. That's literally on the merch table.
My sister actually says it's embarrassing to take him out. But it
not embarrassing to Poochie.
It does get engorged and yes.
Yeah.
That's what the dementia is.
God.
All the blood leaves the brain.
God, why did you do it? That's my word.
Okay.
That's the worst word.
No, good to know.
Are we ready for
no?
Yeah,
Better Times?
Better Times. Yeah, but let's call it Better Times with Highlander. Let's go. Hark back
now we need
to
a jingle.
Better Times.
All right. This time, 2 years ago, the Biden-Harris administration announced the availability of nearly $11 billion in grants and loan opportunities that will help rural energy and utility providers bring affordable, reliable, clean energy to their communities across the country. This represented the single largest investment in rural electrification since President Roosevelt signed the Rural Electrification Act into law in 1936.
Infrastructure. They're going to rebuild our electrical infrastructure.
In the red states.
Great.
In the red states.
Great.
And they said, and they voted against it because she was a black woman. Do you understand?
Yep.
Do you understand how fucked up that is? Guys, seriously, do me a favor. Scream sanity and do something good just for one person. Thanks for listening. And sorry for getting so emotional. So I wish this was more fun now. I'm so upset with what's going on in the world.
It's really hard. There's a headline story.
Oh, got it.
I'm not going to change it.
No, go ahead.
It just says the Sean Diddy Combs trial is not a tabloid case. It's actually a reflection of American culture is the headline.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what you were talking about.
Yeah.
That's why it's hard to listen to.
And here's what can I say one thing about doing something good? Here's the thing. If you do it, I know you don't want to get involved, but if you do it, there is a dopamine rush. There's something on the other side of it when you do something nice for somebody and don't want anything for it. That is stunning. It's life-giving. It's life-giving, man. I like when you do something good, just one thing a day. Just do it, okay? Guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. For myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray, and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
That could be the one.